just opened the door. I couldn't handle them being in there any longer. They just walked right out. They gotta be free. I can't handle it. They know where their home is. I think they'll be okay. Look at how pretty they are in the sunshine. Because we've had their door open to the sunshine and let the sunshine in, but it's on the same side where the cows are. We can't leave it open right now. I think it would be a tragedy if we didn't invite you to this beautiful day.
Wow. Is this January?
Blue sky,
My
sunshine.
goodness.
I mean, it's cool. I've got a little scarf on here.
We have some friends who were in Arizona during Christmas, and they came home and they said, it's warmer here than in Arizona.
So we had cows today, and they're just standing right over there and
Watching us.
We're keeping them in the corral for the first 24 hours or a little more. We'll see. We have some fence repairs to do.
Let's clarify on the cows. The cows on ours, they're using our land. Essentially, it's kind of a share thing where we're going to get part of one of the cows. Probably one of the steers.
Except for one of the cows that they were going to butcher first, they just found out as they were loading it onto the truck that it might be pregnant.
Yeah. Looks very much like she's pregnant.
So they will not be butchering that one.
So if she carries it all the way and has the calf, it's not going to be time to butcher her when they thought it would be.
They're longhorns. So that's interesting. Longhorns, we understand, browse more like goats do. They eat branches and all kinds of stuff. And so there's a whole area here that leads down into another pasture that has 3 or 4 acres.
It actually goes along here and past where our pond is over here, and then across the creek, and there are a few more acres over there that are actually owned by the city now. It was land that was
domain.
Eminent
domain taken from him.
To be used. They're using it for a few different purposes, but part of the agreement was he could still run his cattle over there.
We did not know that until today.
So we have access to
several acres. So he says, no, you have access to 3 to 4 more acres than you thought. We're like, really?
So that's good.
And the agreement was that he had to keep it, they have to keep it mowed, and they weren't. And he called them out on it, and boy, it was mowed within that week. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty exciting news, because we're just like, really? So we have like 19 acres then. So wow, we are kind of overwhelmed today walking our property and trying to figure out the big picture.
Well, yeah, we gained a lot of information that we hadn't had before, as far as having that other acreage, and also, well, which has to do with where the cows can be. So it changes things a little bit for us. We have to think that through. How do we want to do that? Because the focus before was running cows. Well, that's not our focus right now. We have different intentions. So we've got to think through what that means for us. How do we make use of it to where we can maximize?
I mean, we are going to run some cows.
Where we can maximize our use and also accomplish the things that we want to accomplish.
Look, our
Delaware
Red Cross are in with them.
Oh, they're mingling?
Yeah.
Oh, they are mingling. Teach them how to lay eggs.
You saw that we let the Delawares out. So
we're contemplating
and we told him today. Go ahead.
We're contemplating what to do, because we've got some hoop houses, that one and then eventually a second one that we need to place appropriately, and also the large gardening that we want to do, plus the feed that we want to raise for the various animals. So our placement of that is affected by the lowland down here that tends to have a lot of water setting in it, which is a concern. The higher up land is very rocky and kind of hard to deal with. But now also with the coming and going of cattle, we've got to figure out a balance to all of that. Where should everything be so that all can blend together? Okay.
And what I was going to say is that we have obviously this is our land, even though he knows the land better than we do, and all the fences and everything. But we did tell him we were going to paddock things off, and he was totally fine with that. So that's work for us, but it preserves our land, and we are super committed to that. Right now, our grass is so long and so much of it that they could last the entire winter on this.
Yeah, these four,
grass.
they could.
And our older laying hens are being mean to our Delawares. Of course that happens. Of course that happens, Jim. Oh, Jim is taking care of it. Okay, so hi there. Oh my
she has in her
goodness.
beak.
You have a white feather
feathers.
in your beak. You got caught feather-handed. Feather beak. Yes,
Feather
you
beak.
did. Yes. Uh-huh. Are you being nice? Yeah, I know. You came into their territory. Oh, yes. I know. Okay. All right. You gonna be nice?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? The mingling of the flocks.
Yes.
Anyway, 2 of the cows are only going to be here for about 3 months. They're steers, and they're not cows. The two steers he's going to be taking
To his new place.
his new place, and he does roping with steers, and so we'll only have 2 there.
For the non-cowboys on here, roping's a big deal. There are a lot of folks who enjoy that a bunch. What happens with these steers as they use them for roping? I mean, he wants steers that aren't large. Fattening them up doesn't make sense because he's going to run them and it's going to run it off of them. But what he finds is he can only rope them so many times before they finally decide they're not going to run.
Okay, come and get me.
And they don't even bother running anymore. And so when they get to that point, then it's time to take them to the processor.
So anyway, we'll only have.
So for all of you steers out there who are watching this, know that if people are roping you, let them keep roping, keep running. The option is not a good choice.
All right, I want to say something because this is a really big deal for me, and the rest of you out there can go, oh really?
Oh really?
Yeah. Jim's family are farmers and ranchers.
Part of my family.
The majority of his family are farmers and ranchers. Right?
Numerically, no. From
Lynn and Debbie and Lane.
my sister and all of her kids and so forth.
That's what
yes.
I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Aunts and uncles, I have a couple of uncles who
I'm
were
talking about
farmers.
your sister and all the
Okay.
siblings. Okay.
Yeah,
So
all of them. No, not all.
I never, when I first married this young man, and we went to visit them, and over the years, I never knew what a cow was. A cow is a cow.
She has given my sister, my nephews, my brother-in-law, all of them, lots of chuckles as she has used very incorrect terminology.
But I now know. I know that a cow is a cow. It's a female. A heifer is a female cow who has not had a baby. A steer is a male cow who has been castrated, and a bull is a male cow who has not been castrated.
Okay, I have one for you.
What's an ox?
What's an ox?
An ox is a steer that got too big.
That hasn't been eaten yet.
Yes. And that's what the pioneers used.
Yes.
See? I am a cowgirl now.
I think there's a little bit more that goes into the
I know,
ox
but
thing,
Jim,
yeah.
I understand those things. I never used to, so now I totally know the difference between a steer and a cow, and I didn't.
So what about horse terminology? Do you have that down
I
yet?
don't. I think a filly is a girl.
What's a stallion?
A stallion is like a stud.
What's a gelding?
A gelding is...
What's a mare?
Wait.
What's a mare?
A mare is a boy. I don't know.
She's got some learning to do, as you can see.
What's a mare?
It's somebody who's in charge of the city. We're going to educate her, don't worry.
He's not going to say because he doesn't know on camera.
He does know.
Just say it.
I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to make you work for it.
The people want to know.
The ones who know. The ones who don't know really don't care.
He doesn't know.
He does know.
Then tell me. We're going to go walk on the land.
You're on a roll. Let's keep going.
We're going to go walk because we've got to look and figure out if there's a better place for our garden. There's a place we really want to put it, but it doesn't have good soil.
We've said
really
it before,
not a good place.
And we'll say it again. One of the main principles of permaculture is you need to observe
and that's what
for
we're
at least
doing.
a year.
I know. And
that's what we're doing.
We're going into our 9th month.
Yep.
And then we'll have our baby.
Making decisions, decisions is kind of tough for us right now. We can think about things. We can think we know how we're going to do it, but then we observe what goes on. It's amazing what you learn when you start looking a little more closely from a different perspective. This area on the south side of the barn, we hadn't considered it as being a garden area.
This is the back side of the barn that you never see. There's the kitties.
We had been thinking of it as more of maybe a pasture sort of kind. It's not really that good of land. And having watched everything for the months that we've been here, we're getting a different perspective. And with the bottom land filling up with water at certain times of the year, it's running off of here. We decided to take a look at it, and it's got a slope to it. It's not a bad slope, and we've looked. Most of it has exceptional grass in it. So
he looked at the soil.
I dug into the soil. I got my trusty spade out here, dug down. Once I got through the sod, I mean, sod's tough to dig through, right? Once I got through the sod and down into the dirt, I'm pulling up the soil that's down there, and yeah, it's got some clay to it, but it's not all clay.
That was kind of a loamy.
No, I wouldn't say loamy, but more sandy, rocky, small rocks, small gravel.
Not rocks.
So lots of minerals in it. So it's draining well, and it's not like holding together to where it gets into a ball. You can just easily crumble it apart.
So I'm just going to show you.
Nice dark soil.
So we need to do some water diverting, and where you need to let the goats have this area and the chickens have this area to begin with. It's about an acre big, and there's a beautiful grove over there that we can sit in during the heat of the summer, and there's room for our high tunnel.
Yeah, well, we can get 2 high tunnels in here. One on would be the northeast corner, and one on the southwest corner, with an area kind of in between that's uninhibited by any obstacles for the garden to be a large garden, plus plenty of space for the roaming plants that we want to put in. So in face of what we've learned about the lower area and what we're seeing about the grazing of cows and goats down in the pasture area that's down below, we're seeing this is a better use of the property overall.
What a gorgeous day.
Gorgeous
for
day.
Observing. We've got to go observe some other parts of the property now, and we are making new decisions.
And as these decisions are made, they're going to turn into projects. There's some projects we need to hop right on.
No. How about the kitchen?
Yes.
Oh, but it's so fun. When it's sunny like this, you cannot keep me in that kitchen.
Well, here it is January, and we're in the
And tomorrow's going to be full sun all day.
Even nicer. Wow.